You keep telling me to make it, yeah, to the spot where we would stay lit, and finish bottles never wasted, yeah, cause that's where I'm from.
Hello and welcome to the Solano College Television Studios for another episode of On Campus. I'm your host, Stephen Babb. Today I'm joined by Bill Way and Whitney Skillman. Now, Bill and Whitney, I've had the opportunity going through the sports broadcasting certificate program here to have full use of this television studio and the production equipment, and I hear that you two are responsible for Solano and having that.
Yes, all part of a joint use agreement between the City of Fairfield and Solano College. City of Fairfield needed the space, the studio space, and the college needed the equipment. So we upgraded the equipment, and you guys provided the space, and now we're able to both just excel in these programs. It's skyrocketing.
Now, I've seen some of the shows that I've done on Fairfield Public Access. Like, what's that joint venture kind of been like, working with Solano and Public Access?
It's been really great. We have a chance to incorporate students into the shows that we're doing. We also are able to use interns from local high schools and use them for the programming that we're doing for Channel 26. And then it's really been great to see kids grow by the programming that we're seeing coming out of the college for Channel 28. And even encourage people to get their own films on Channel 27 so they can be seen locally.
Yeah, it's really neat. You know, seeing myself on television was not something a year ago I would have thought I would get to experience. But it's been really neat taking classes here at Solano and having that experience and that ability. So what classes, if I'm a student out there, say I'm in high school or maybe I'm already enrolled here at Solano, what classes do you offer students?
Well, as far as broadcasting, there's TV 55, TV 56. There's also Cine 15 and 16. But as far as this kind of studio setting, TV 55 and 56 is the route to go, especially with the sports broadcasting classes as well. So it's actually a great way to kill two birds with one stone, to do sports broadcasting. You're out in the field more. You're covering sports and live action. You're learning commentary. You're learning camera work. So it's behind the camera and in front of the camera. And then with television, it's more production, and you're learning camera work, you're learning lighting, you're learning how to write. So it's the best of both worlds. The goal here in those classes is to teach you both sides of the camera, to which will help you in the future as far as with internships as well. It kind of gives you a variety of what you want to do too.
Yeah, and I think that's a really neat kind of exposure and opportunity. So I think in front of the camera is kind of self-explanatory, you know, with what you do. Now with the production side and behind the camera, what are some of the details a student can learn through these programs?
So with production, we actually use JVC studio cameras. We use state-of-the-art cameras that you can find in other studios basically throughout the country. So they're actually learning how to operate the camera. They're learning how to operate the sound equipment. They're learning how to operate the lighting. We also will work on some field production, so outside of the studio, producing segments, writing segments, making commercials. And then in the advanced class, they're using the TriCaster, so they're able to be in a live environment where they're switching cameras as we are producing.
No, that's definitely a really cool thing. And am I to believe that this is the only junior college with this type of program and equipment in California?
Well, it's the only CTE program for sports broadcasting as a junior college in the nation. Also with the TriCaster system, which is manufactured by New Tech, it's used by the Academy of Art College uses TriCasters. So you're spending $100,000 for a 2-year program, or you come to the college, minimal cost, and you're learning the same thing. You're learning hands-on. You're learning real-life technology, and this type of equipment. You could work in the world. You could go out and get a job.
Yeah, and I definitely think that more students here at Solano definitely need to take advantage of this, not only your programs, but also the sports broadcasting program. And they're great life skills to learn if you want to do something in TV. And you guys have cinematic classes as well?
Yes, we have film production, advanced film production. So if you think you're the next Tarantino or the next Spielberg, we're using different cameras, but you're still using the sets, you're using lighting, And this is a little bit of a different terminology, but you're still working in production, which is, it's all hands-on, which is great.
And do either of you have any stories of maybe students that you've worked with here at Solano that have gone on to maybe get a job somewhere out in the field?
We actually have an intern who we started working with out of Armijo High School, and he came through Solano and did the film TV program, and then he actually graduated last year from San Francisco State. So he's in the process now. He just did a film premiere last week. I believe it's one of quite a few films he's done. He's entered quite a few festivals. So he's well on his way, to becoming the director and producer that he's always wanted to be. So that's really rewarding to watch him as he goes on his journey. And the great thing about him too is that he comes back to Fairfield and he does a lot of his production here in Fairfield. So he uses people from the area, he uses different talents from the area. So that's kind of a way that he gives back to the community, which is even more gratifying to see.
Oh, that's incredible.
He's bringing the business up. He's trying to bring business up to Northern California, which is, it's kind of rare. You're starting to see a trend, but he's really struck on getting the industry into his hometown, and he's bringing in people that have helped him, with his love of film, and he's bringing it home, which is great.
That's huge for the community, and it's really cool that Solano has these types of programs and these types of facilities available to not just Solano students but also incoming students. If you're in high school, this would be a great place to come and get started in your learning career and definitely move on and develop a career in this industry.
Oh, definitely. And we've had interns who have worked either here at the college or worked for us as interns, to where they have jobs with professional soccer. They're working in the radio industry. They're working in the television industry. This leads to a lot. This leads to success. If you apply yourself and learn the skills of production and behind the scenes and in front of the camera, you could really excel.
Okay, to wrap up here, could you just give another quick rundown for the students out there and maybe your contact information in case they want to get a hold of you, or where they could find this information?
Sure. So we're teaching TV 55 and 56 in the spring. It's going to be Mondays from 6 to 10 p.m.
Yes.
And we're also teaching Cine 15, 16 Thursdays 6 through 9 p.m. And if you want to register for the classes, please do so. I don't know the exact CRN numbers. My contact information is whitney.skillman@solano.edu.
And I'm william.way@solano.edu.
And I'm sure all this information can be found on My Solano's college website.
Yes, go to My Solano, definitely.
And search. Okay, wonderful. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of On Campus here at the Solano College Television Studios. For Bill Way and Whitney Skillman, I'm your host, Stephen Babb.
College just got affordable. Up to 100% of enrollment fees can be reimbursed for first-time college students taking full-time classes. At Solano Community College, we are taking full advantage of this to further your future. With certificate and degree programs in industrial technology, aeronautics, biotechnology, and many others, Solano Community College is a staple for success. For more information, please contact the Financial Aid Office at 707-864-7000.